Long ago, I was a runaway slave in a faraway kingdom called Hades. Like a prisoner, I was chained. Like an animal, I was caged, with seemingly no room for escape. And each time I tried to run, I was consistently captured by the Hades army, with Lucifer as the commander in chief and his battalion of relentless soldiers, namely Captain Lust, who managed all fornication and adulterous affairs. Sergeant Idolatry, who made everything and everyone exalted above the name of God, and Sergeant Guilt, who made the prison room of sin and condemnation befitting of the people of God. And how could I forget Fear, Lieutenant Fear, who made everything seem so impossible and caused disobedience in the hearts of men. Not to forget the likes of general envy, greed, hatred, malice, and avarice. They all owned me. They used me, making me less of who I was. And I, tired and tattered, battered, beaten, and bruised, captured, confused, crushed, and caged, I sat on the cold hard ground of this dusty, dark, dirty prison room, and I cried out for help. I needed help. I needed a way out. And in that moment, it came. I'm talking about the Spirit of truth. He came. I'm talking about my now best friend and teacher. He came. And he said to me in a sweet, still, small voice, "Death is the only way out." And I, who was distressed, now became confused. I asked, "Did you come to remind me of my demise? Of course, I know that death is my possible end, but what I need is a way out and not a reminder of my demise." And so he said to me, "Not that kind of death. The kind of death I speak of is the death to sin. The death I speak of is the death to the guilt of your past sin. The kind of death I speak of is the death to your passions and desires." And so I asked again, "How can I die? What can I do to die?" Then he answered me with his sweet, small voice, "Worship. Worship is the way to die." And so I became even more puzzled and confused. What correlation does worship have with death? Of what relationship is worship with death? And then, explaining to me calmly, he said, "You see, worship is death. Because worship is the giving out of yourself as an offering to God. Worship is the giving out of yourself as a living sacrifice unto God." See, worship is death. Worship is more than the exaltations to God and the hymns sung on a Sunday morning in church. See, worship is more than the entrance into a trance. Worship is death. The very act of Jesus' death on the cross was worship, because on that cross he laid down his life as a living sacrifice unto God, living out his passions and desires and his will to live. Worship is death. Worship is the funeral of your passions and desires. Worship is the obituary of your sinful life. Worship is death. From thence I die. Every waking morning I die. In the bright sunny afternoon I die. In the cold breezy evening I die. Every moment, every second, every minute I die. I die that I might live to die no more. I die that I might become refreshed and renewed. Every day I die. I am a dead man walking.